Hi, my name is Simba. I'm from Zimbabwe, born and raised. I've been in Canada for 12 years and I'm the founder of Lenica Research Group. So how I got my idea to start Lenica Research Group is the, around the concern because mental health impacts 1 in 5 people globally. And it has got a huge emotional and economic toll, not only on the families that are affected, but on the economy as well. So our vision for Lenica is to help create a world with no mental health impairments. So my typical day, because it looks very different, but the general order is that I usually wake up around 6:30. I'll go to the gym. Usually like listening to some of my favorite audiobooks, so like mentors like Bob Proctor, um, Jim Rohn, Tony Robbins, just to make sure that I'm getting into the right headspace. Because I also have a full-time job, I go and I'll do that. I'll go to the office around 9 till like around 4, 5 o'clock. And then after that, again, I might go and do like another gym session. In this case, it might be just yoga or cardio. And then from 6 to like 10 to 12, then I work on Lenica in terms of responding to emails, in terms of building new material, in terms of meeting with other team members. So the obstacles that you face, there are a lot of obstacles in terms of it's a new idea, it's a new concept. So getting buy-in from people, from new team members tends to be a challenge. Finding new clients or new customers that are going to buy into your new idea is also a challenge. There's also the financial burden of, or I guess financial investment of having to start a startup company because you're not making any money. So you have to invest a lot of capital into getting this idea off the ground. The top 3 skills to be a successful entrepreneur, I think the biggest one is going to be persistence. Persistence, because you're going to have a lot of times that you're not going to be feeling like you won't feel encouraged to continue doing the work. You start off super excited, but then you realize that 99% of the time you're dealing with things that are not actually fun or exciting. So persistence is very important. Continuous learning. It's okay to know that you do not have to know everything, and then you can learn a lot of those skills. So continuous learning, whether it's through books, through mentorship, is very important. And the final skill, I think, is just being open. So if you've got an idea and you've got a vision of how that idea is going to look, when you do bring it to the market, being okay with that idea changing based on the information that you're getting. So when I first told my parents about the idea, they were not against it, but they were not fully in support of it. I think it just the idea for me was that I go to school, which I was going to university at that time. I get a good job, and then kind of follow the traditional path, which is okay because they did come to Canada for a better life for myself and my brothers. But as I persisted through this journey, I started actually making gains, having clients, having partners, having customers. They've become more supportive of the idea, and they're actually, I guess, rooting for me in a way for me to be successful because they know that my success is also going to be the success of the family. What motivates me? Initially, when I started, it was more fear or the idea that I was not good enough. And so the backstory behind it is when I was still in Zimbabwe, we had to take these tests in, like, they call it form 2, which I guess will be equivalent of like grade 9, which based on how well you did in the test, you'll be able to either do, if you did really well, you go into the sciences section. If you did like okay, you go into accounting and commerce. If you didn't do so well, you do into accounting only, and then you'll do commerce only if you were not that good. So when I did write the test, I went into the second level, which was accounting and commerce. And I went to the headmaster and I was asking, could I go into sciences? They're like, because your math is so bad, you don't have the skill set or the smarts to become a scientist. So when I moved to Canada and had that opportunity to actually take sciences at university, I was like, I had a point to prove, which resulted in me ending up to take complete 2 degrees and then start Lenica. So there's always initially that drive to be like, I can actually achieve this, but now the motivation has shifted more to the idea that I know that if Lenica is successful and when we do become successful, the impact on people's lives is going to be really significant. The overall goal for Lenica is when people get a diagnosis for whatever mental illness they have, from experience from my current job right now, is that there is a sense of doom, like a sense of that their life is over, their life is now uncertain, especially for their future. So what we are trying to do is take people from that feeling of doom and hopelessness to give them hope and empower them by providing them with the tools that they know that will help them take them from their mental health impairments to the life that they had with that before. So having that independent life, or at least gain the skills that they can still be independent in the things that they do. So in terms of mental health in the community, I think the awareness is increasing. There's a lot more awareness in terms of companies such as like the Let's Talk campaign. So people are becoming more aware of it, but as a society we need to do more and actually accept that mental health impacts all of us in one way or the other. There's a lot of people who are suffering from mental health that suffer in silence, for example, because it's still almost a taboo topic to talk about. I think one of the reasons too is that if someone close to you comes and says they're going through whether it's depression or they've had a traumatic event, people are unaware how to respond to that person. So there's still that stigma associated around mental health. But I think the more we talk about it, the more we can actually address it and the more we can support each other as a society. It's good to great. I think that's like in the last 12 months, that's the book that I've read that has really had an impact on me. And basically the whole idea behind that book is to really focus on increasing the value that you can provide to the world and provide that value in abundance to people. So not thinking about yourself and what you can get from people, but really thinking about what value you can add to the people that you meet, whether it's our team members, whether it's the clients that we're dealing with. So at this point, it's good to great. The best thing that has happened to me so far, I think through all the tough things, through all the failures, through all the learning experiences, it's just starting to realize that the person that I've become, or the person that I'm becoming, that I'm a little bit more resilient than I was when I started this journey, or 10 years ago, or before when I was still young. I consider myself a lot more resilient. I'm more comfortable, whether it's in front of people speaking publicly, whether it's in front of a customer pitching the new product we have, whether it's in front of a camera like right now. Looking 10 years ago, I would not be doing this. So the best experience that I've had is the person that I'm becoming and the person that I am now. Which I know it sounds cheesy, but that's actually how I feel about it, yeah.